100%. And then I'm just, I guess, gonna make my poor crew like load in and out twice every single day.
In a blistering Cosmopolitan interview on September 5th, 2025, Reneé Rapp unleashed a fierce rebuke against speculation about her lesbian identity, sparked by Australian singer Betty, whose podcast comments suggesting Rapp might one day fall for a man. The fallout ignited a social media war, a heartfelt apology, and a raw debate about identity, privacy, and the pressures of fame. This is the explosive story of Rapp's unapologetic fight to own her truth. Betty, whose podcast Misstep. It all started on August 19th, 2025, during an episode of the Made It Out podcast, where Betty, who real name Jessica Newham, and host Mal Glowink dove into the complexities of queer identity. The conversation turned to biphobia, with who defending 22-year-old JoJo Siwa, who faced backlash for dating Love Island alum Chris Hughes after identifying as a lesbian. Who, a bisexual woman, shared her own story of unexpectedly falling for a man, then dropped a bombshell. She brought up Reneé Rapp, the 25-year-old Mean Girls star and musician known for her outspoken lesbian identity. It's funny that Reneé Rapp is like, "You'll never catch me dating a man." Like, "Go off, queen, I love that for you," who said, her tone light but speculative. But I also hold space for her in 10 years if she goes, "Oops, I met the love of my life, and it's this man I didn't mean to." The comment, meant as a nod to fluid identities, landed like a grenade. X erupted, with fans calling it disrespectful and invasive. One viral post screamed, "Why is Betty, who's speaking on Reneé Rapp's sexuality, like it's up for debate?" Hashtag leave Reneé alone, racking up thousands of retweets. Rapp, who's been open about her relationship with a woman, didn't stay silent. In her Cosmopolitan interview, she fired back with razor-sharp clarity. "What makes you think I'm gonna end up with a man? How about don't talk about me when it comes to a man?" she said, her frustration palpable. "I'm not really sure what about that is so blurry." The quote went viral, with ex-users hailing her as a queen and sharing memes of Rapp's iconic Mean Girls Regina George glare, captioned, "Betty who, take a seat." The hashtag Reneé is lesbian trended globally, amplifying the drama. Betty who's backtrack. The backlash hit hard, and on August 28th, who took to her Instagram story to apologize. "I recognize the language I used unintentionally reinforced ideas that were harmful or dismissive, particularly toward the lesbian community," she wrote, her tone contrite. "That was never my intention, and I'm truly sorry. Everyone's journey is deeply personal, and I shouldn't have spoken in ways that generalized or spoke for others." She acknowledged her place of privilege as a bisexual woman and vowed to learn from the misstep. X was split. Some praised whose accountability. Betty owned it. Respect for apologizing. One user posted, gaining likes. Others weren't buying it. Too little, too late. Don't speculate on someone's identity. Another snapped, sparking a thread with thousands of replies. Rapp didn't address the apology directly, instead doubling down in Cosmopolitan. "People are always going for lesbians," she said, her voice dripping with exasperation. "Somebody's gonna bring my name into the conversation if they want to be in the conversation." Fans rallied, with one tweeting, "Reneé Rapp doesn't owe anyone an explanation. She's a lesbian, period." Hashtag Team Reneé. The media firestorm and social media frenzy. The controversy dominated headlines. People ran, Reneé Rapp slams sexuality speculation after Betty who comments, while Billboard framed it as a clash over queer identity in pop culture. A Cosmopolitan clip of Rapp's interview, where she urged people to focus on yourself, went viral, amassing millions of views. "She's speaking facts," one ex-user posted, while another quipped, "Reneé just read Betty, who for filth without saying her name." Spotify reported a 15% spike in streams of Rapp's album Snow Angel, as fans showed support through her music. The debate spilled into broader discussions about celebrity privacy. The Advocate published an op-ed titled, "Why Speculating on Reneé Rapp's Sexuality is Harmful," arguing that such comments undermine lesbian visibility. On X, fans shared clips of Rapp performing at Coachella, captioned, "This is who Betty, who thought she could define? Icon." But some defended who, arguing her intent was to highlight fluidity, not dismiss Rapp's identity. Betty was just saying love is unpredictable. One user posted, prompting heated replies. Not when someone's clearly said they're a lesbian. Respect it. The drama reignited scrutiny of other queer celebrities. JoJo Siwa, mentioned in whose podcast, faced renewed attention, with ex-users debating biphobia versus lesbian erasure. JoJo and Reneé don't owe us their labels, one fan tweeted, while another countered, but don't erase what they've claimed. The conversation exploded, with hashtag queer identity trending alongside Rapp's name. Reneé Rapp's rise. Rapp's response wasn't just a clapback, it was a power move. Born in Huntsville, North Carolina, in 2000, she skyrocketed to fame as Regina George in the Mean Girls Broadway musical and its 2024 film adaptation. Her debut album, Snow Angel, 2023, blended pop and R&B with raw lyricism, earning praise from Rolling Stone as a Gen Z anthem. Openly lesbian, Rapp has been vocal about her identity, telling Vogue in 2024, "I'm a lesbian and that's my truth. No one gets to rewrite it." Her relationship with a woman, often shared in candid Instagram posts, has endeared her to fans, with one ex-user gushing, "Reneé's love is so pure. Protect her." Her cosmopolitan comments underscored her frustration with external pressure to label herself. "There's so much pressure when it comes to labeling yourself, but I think that pressure often comes from you," she said, urging critics to self-reflect. The line became a rallying cry, with fans creating TikTok montages of Rapp's performances set to her words, captioned, "Live your truth." Her defiance resonated, especially among young queer fans, with one tweeting, "Reneé Rapp is my hero. She's not letting anyone define her." A bisexual perspective. Betty, who, 33, has her own story. The Sydney-born singer, known for hits like Somebody Loves You, came out as bisexual in 2017 and married photographer Zach Poor in 2022. Her podcast comments were rooted in her experience of navigating fluid identity, but the mention of Rapp misfired. "I was trying to make a point about love's unpredictability," she clarified in her apology, shared widely on X. Some fans empathized. "Betty's bi journey is valid, but she shouldn't have dragged Reneé," one posted. Others were less forgiving, with a viral meme showing Rapp's Regina George smirk next to whose album cover, captioned, "When you speculate and get checked." Let's get real. Reneé Rapp's stand hits like a thunderbolt. As someone who's seen friends struggle with others defining their identities, her words cut deep. Speculating about someone's sexuality, especially when they've been crystal clear, feels like a violation. Rapp's not just fighting for herself. She's fighting for every queer person told they're confused or not done exploring. Betty, whose apology was a step, but Rapp's refusal to coddle it?